Schwartz was my favorite. He had two sisters there that I played with. And Uncle Hirsch was also a favorite of mine. He was a very nice though.
Well,
And that's about all.
were there any non-family members, any Gentiles that you remember?
Gentile? Just the Puzanachaga, the teacher, and a couple of children. I don't remember them, and you remember their name. A couple of children.
Was there much playing with the Gentile kids, the Jewish kids, or did the Gentiles pretty much stay to themselves and Jewish kids pretty much stay to themselves?
Pretty much stay for themselves. We didn't have such a thing as recess in those days. We had lunch hour, you know, and they stayed by themselves. And we all took along a little, wherever there was to eat, and we shared together. There was cousins next door. And when it came to sit in our seats, and the teacher started to talk, and she wanted to be sure that my cousins understood, so she used to call on me to be interpreter to them. So I used to interpret to them in my way.
How did they feel about that, your cousins?
That I wouldn't know. They tried to learn, how they felt about it, I don't know. Of course, I felt good about it, that I was able to tell them what to do. But how they felt about me that way, maybe they had some resentment. I couldn't tell you that, because I was so young. I was so young.
Hey, Dad, we were talking about Nagi Bochco. What were your favorite games, the fun things you did there? What type of games did the kids play? What type of things did you play at, have fun at?
I can't remember.
Things like hide and seek, tag. Do the kids do things like that there?
Oh, I remember one time, especially because when I was older, the kids used to play war. Used to throw sticks at each other, stones at each other, to try to imitate the war that was going on between in that country and the whole world. So the kids from one side of the street used to gang up with the kids on the other side of the street. I was even too young to participate in it, so I don't remember. But I do remember the games they used to play. And I used to run around. No particular game, no particular play. And go here, go there, play with this cousin, play with that cousin. But nothing in particular did I have any remembrance of.
Do you know if there was any favorite thing you had as a child? Any like teddy bear that you had, or any top clothing, anything that you had that you remember special?
No. The only thing I do remember is a little bit of special favors that my grandfather used to bestow upon me when he came home from the trip. Either some kind of a little toy, wouldn't even call what, or a sucker, or a piece of candy, or a piece of chocolate, or something like that.
You were probably the spoiled grandchild then.
I was the only one, as I said, I was the only one left. The three of us were in the whole big house there.
What was your family's financial situation when you lived in Nagi Bochco? What do you remember about finances, if anything? Were you poor? Were you moderate? Were you well off?
Well, I would say that between moderate and poor.
I think we are hearing your grandson demanding some attention, so we'll take a break now.
Yes. Give Papa a smile.
Okay. Want to sit down with us, David?
Yeah? You want to sit down? How about if I give you a kiss? Yeah.
Oh, tough life.
You know, I feel like punch you in the nose. You know, I feel like you give a big hug and a kiss. And I feel like you need to chip out of it. I'm going to be a big. That's what I feel like doing. Yeah.
Hey, Papa?
Yes.
You know, you lived in Nugget Bochco after your mother left and went back to, went to the United States.
Yes.
And you lived there for a period of time when the war started.
That's right.
What do you remember about the beginning of the war?
Beginning of the war? All I know, I was walking up in the middle of the night and we grabbed a hold of as much packages as we could, and my grandfolks threw me onto a wagon and they sat on there and we ran. We went over to Marmorasigat.
What is that?
That was the big city. That's the next big city that was near, it was about 8 or 10 miles away from our town. That was a city called Marmorasigat. From there we took the train to Ermia-Falva. Ermia-Falva was a small city where our Mahatani still lived, like Anticelas folks. And mother, father, she had brothers and sisters and so forth. And we stood with them for a few weeks until it quieted down. And we went back home. And at home we were for a while. Then after a while we ran again. This time we ran over to one of my grandsons, my uncle's place, Shamo. He lived in a small town and he owned his own home and he was out in this country, but his family lived in that little village. I can't remember the name of it. He had maybe a dozen cows, milking cows, longhorns, steers, I remember. And we stayed with him for a few weeks. They had a home, we had a few extra rooms. We stayed with him until it quieted down, and then we tried to go back to Krasny, North Portugal. Then they decided they're going to send me over to San Plaza.
Where you stayed with your father's
My
parents?
father's parents. That's when you had that what do you call it, the country store. They had that time.
That was before they moved to the Tunya?
That's it, Tanya. That was before the ranch. In the meantime, of course, my uncle was drafted in the service. Oh yes, I don't know if I told you that Uncle Aaron that came out to take me back. Did I mention that? 2 years later, my mother's brother came out here, and 2 weeks later the war broke out, and they wouldn't recognize his citizenship. They said, once I'm hunky, you're always born hunky, and we drafted him into service. They put him right in. That was the last year of him.
They just managed to be here at the exact wrong time.
They took him into the service, and we got one letter from him that he's coming home, but we never got home. At that time, he had a sickness going around called cholera or whatever it was. Influenza. Just people died just like flies. And I remember the train that used to go near our town, just before they hit the crossing, the train would stop to throw the dead bodies off.
city? Do you see any actual fighting around you?
No, I haven't seen actually fight it out because we ran. We always were a step ahead of time, step ahead of time. But we saw a lot of damages, yes. Holes in the walls where the cannon hit, the city.
In your own city?
Oh, yes, in our little village, there are holes in the walls. And where they had the horses in the house, came in the house, especially out. And grandfather's home, they had a big room, and they kept the horses in there. And when they had to run away, they just jumped on the horses and ran. The horse was in the middle of the floor. And they had to clean out the home. That's how they always kept the horses there in there too. The soldiers kept their horses more valuable than their lives.
Hey, about how old were you when you went back to live with your grandfather in the country?
In the country? Well, I must have been, 19, about 6 years old. 6, 7 years old. Must have been later than that because I went already to Hungarian school there. I had to be 7 years old to go to Hungarian school.
It's around about 1915 then.
1915, yeah.
Who was at your grandfather's house at that time? You remember who there?
Well, in Krasny,
No, in the country.
Oh, in the country? At that time, there was Irene and Dasher, my grandmother and grandfather, and we had servants, quite a few servants.
Okay, so your grandfather was relatively well off then?
Well, he was relatively well off. Among those peasants, he was, come to Papa, come to Papa. Oh, come on.
I'll get you a bottle for him. Maybe he's thirsty after his nap. Okay, tell us a little bit about what it was like to go back to the country to be with your grandfather.
Oh, you wouldn't want to cry like that. Papa, no. Papa loves you so much. Papa loves you so much, you don't want to cry. No, Papa's going to give you the bottle. Yeah, Papa's going to give you the bottle. He don't want to cry for Papa. Papa loves you so much. He wants you to be a good boy. He wants to talk to you. Yeah, he wants to talk to you. And hug you. And kiss you. Yeah, you'll get the bottle out of there. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, Papa loves you so much.
Say it to him. I'll maybe do the job.
Look ahead. All right. You don't want it? You don't want it? Here. You don't want to? Very well.
Come on, kid. Okay, you see?
No, that's what he wants.
Okay.
That's what he wants. That's what he wants, the Pippic.
Okay, what do you remember most about that little country store of your grandfather's when you went back there?
Well, we had quite a few servants, especially outside servants that took care of all these wagons and merchandise they brought into the courtyard. It was a great, huge courtyard. They used to drive in.
These were people who worked for you. It was like,
Yes.
Well, it wasn't really servants, and it was like people who worked in the inn.
In the end, yeah, worked at the end. We had one that their business was to take care of all the traffic that came in. Being that was a great big courtyard, when they pulled them in the wagon, they had to have a space where to pull it because they had to pay for that space. They had to pay for the fee you know, and they paid for that overnight. And then you used to sleep at the bunk over there, and we bought food, liquor, mostly liquors, tobacco, so on. And they had a crew to take care of all that. They had a crew that done all the cooking, the kitchen work. They had a crew that take care of the house to keep the house clean. So as far as grandma was always, she was diabetic. The feet was swollen, she couldn't walk. But she was a business woman. She was the one that gave all this about it.
That was Grandma Beanie?
Grandma Beanie, yes. She's the one that told grandpa what to say and what to do. And gave all the servants, you know, each one had what we call a foreman. Each group had its own foreman. They had foreman had so many men under him, and she the one they should orders to all of them. And she the one who made out the list, what to order, what to buy. You had to drive in once a week, sometimes twice a week to the market and to buy stuff, to finish the liquor. Not essentially what they needed. No. But I remember her as being the head of the business.
How did the war affect the farm? What was the effect on the farm?
Oh, not much, because I tell you, they brought over a lot of these prisoners of wars that they sent out as free labor to these different farms. Now, grandmother accepted one or two that she could use. And then when Uncle came back from the service,
Uncle Zoltan?
so yeah, and he sold that out and bought the ranch. Then some of those came along. Along came Marshall fella that married Irene. Not Irene. He came along to and was a really good operation because they had vineyards, they had a lot of cattle. There was men who took care of the cattle, they had a man who took care of the horses, they had a man who took care of the vineyards. And of course, besides the big house where we lived in, there was a dozen small homes all around there. And all the servants lived in their house. The man that lived in the house had got a certain amount of land, a backyard, that he grew their own vegetables, their own chickens, cow that was given to them by my uncle and grandfather, I don't know. Grandmother happened to die before we moved into the ranch house. She passed away. And she was buried in St. Plaza next to her sister. Also died at my grandmother's house. So there was only two Jewish bodies laying in the cemetery in St. Plaza. So then Uncle got married, Uncle Bessie got married, married a girl, beautiful woman, Uncle Budapest. And she came out here and she took charge.
I was in the Tunia.
That was on the ranch. She took charge, she had 5 servants. Made for but took care of nothing but the house, clean the house. She had a couple who do nothing but the cooking, you know. And she had about a half a dozen different servants in the house.
Remember if there was any attitudes towards you as Jews living
in St. Lazar, I went to school a few times back.
And then you went to school, did you go to school regularly or yourself ever did?
No,
But the other kids did?
the other kids did, but I went a few times with them. And being that they were Catholic, they prayed every morning when they came in. And I remember how they went on their knees, and they used to lay down, they used to cross themselves, number tatalo, shafilo, saseptila, amen. That's how much I learned from that school. You used to cross yourself, say number tatalo, shafilo, saseptila, amen. That's for Jesus and the Holy Ghost and all that, you know. And Romanian, that was Romanian already. That part of it was Romanian already. He spoke Romanian, that particular St. Lazar, mostly Romanians, but he spoke Hungarian and Romanian. That's as far as I went to the school. The children I went, there were 2, 3 kids I played with, but it never occurred to me one way or another, because I didn't have a place. I was dressed like the rest of them. So actually it didn't mean much to me. And of course when I went over to the range, well, there was entirely different kind of life. I was busy running for one, watching to the milk, from the milk to the, watching what they're doing to the horses and to the animals and to the vineyards and so forth. That kept me going all the time.
Was there any special mischief the kids used to get into that lived on the ranch? You used to tell me stories about the problems that the kids used to do.
Oh yes, I used to ride horses or some. I got thrown very badly once. And I had nightmares for months after that. I had nightmares for months. I was thrown by a horse. You know, we didn't have no saddles. You just jumped up on us and rode. And one of them was whether he jumped over a fence or something, you know, riding. All of a sudden I flew up in the air and landed on my head on my body and he brought me home. After that I was scared. I dreamt at night and I was falling out of the horse. That's about it.
Who would you say was the most important person in your childhood before you came back to the United States and came to the United States and to be raised by your parents? Who was the most important person in raising you?
Raising me? Well, number one, my grandfather.
Which one?
My mother's side.
In Novi-Butchko.
Yes. Yes, because I spent more time with them than anybody else. And the next one was my grandfather on the other side, and Zoe. Zoka. There.
You loading up your diaper, David? Yeah, I think so. Well, in a minute or so we'll give you a clean diaper. Oh, okay, you gonna come over here now because you gotta get yourself all loaded up and ready to be changed? Let me check. Yep, we're gonna give you a clean diaper now. So,
Couldn't you say, Papa, let's go?
we're talking about being back on the farm. You talked about this one thing that you remember about being thrown from the horse. Anything else special you remember from being on the farm? Any other things?
Oh, they played a joke on me. I would sit at a table and eat, and one of the servants, as a joke, you know, wanted to push the bread away from distance, but I had to get up from the chair to reach for it, you know. And as I reached for the bread and I come to sit down, the chair wasn't there. They pulled the chair away from me.
Well, things like that. So they play
Things like that, you know. They used to pull jokes on me.
Okay. Now, Do you remember any really significant events of your childhood before coming to the United States? What do you remember most about that?
Mm. Well, when I came out here, I was 12 years old, almost 13. So, and we were corresponding for about a year or so with my folks out here, kind of made arrangement for me to come out here with my aunt Irene, my dad's youngest sister Irene. She left her husband there with the intention to come out here and get established, then bring him out here. But evidently it didn't work out that way because she came out here and she got a job as a domestic helper at the estate somewhere in Wilmette, rich people. She knew how to cook and she bake and so forth. And she was very well built, so she got a job over there as a cook or a house. And she liked it very much. But Abraham Marmor, she didn't want to come out here. She wanted her to come back to Poland. So after she accumulated a few dollars, I don't know how much, she went back to him. And that was the last we heard of her. That was before Hitler's time. It was in somewhere in the 20s, you know. That's the last we heard of her. And there was nothing that I could actually recall goes outside of my anticipation to meet my folks and two sisters that I have never seen before. You know, I didn't know Melissa and Fran. I didn't know them until I came out here. I didn't remember my mom and dad. I didn't remember them. When I came out here, it's a good thing that a couple of cousins of mine came in ahead of me. They arrived ahead of me because kind of my mother had to send back, you know, and I was at home. And they went about the same time my mother started to go the first time. So